Welcome to the maze. This was the first experiment we ever did in Neos, and therefore did not really know where to start. We decided to keep this experiment broad to also learn about how to do an experiment in Neos in the first place. With this one, we tried to be as broad as we could, as our whole team would be working on this one test. Everyone had their own goals here, and it quickly turned into a play space environment where everyone just learned the ropes of Neos. We weren't experienced with these kinds of experiments yet. We decided that our main focus should be the Neos community and social interactions in VR, as that required less knowledge and experience with the platform. The reason we chose that as our main focus is mostly because we were quite new to the social interactions in VR. Conversations feel different and are different. This was a good focus to find out how more veteran users handle this, and learn the difference between those without and with experience in our work field. So we started working on this experiment and we came up with a few ideas, and from one thing came another, and then at one point we had the concept of the box. The idea was that as soon as a player put their hands into it, the player would become stuck. Their locomotion was turned off and they couldn't move. The only way for him to be free again would be for a second player to take their place and put their hands in the box, and then they became stuck. We were pretty excited about this idea because you could sort of force social interaction between two people. Because one person's freedom would be dependent on the others. We became really curious about what people would do in such situations. On one hand, we experienced that the Neos community is really close with each other and people really want to help each other out. On the other hand, Neos is not a place where you come to do nothing. There are way more exciting and more beautiful things you want to experience in Neos instead of waiting for the next player to come and free you. We became very curious if people would actually sacrifice their own freedom to give it to another. But then, what next? We couldn't fill a whole world with just one box. We wanted the box sort of as a goal and for the player to have sort of a special journey towards it. We also wanted to keep the dependence of two players on each other and wanted to work that into the journey in some way. That's when the idea of the maze came up. We thought a maze would be perfect for this, since a maze, in the first place, doesn't need any explanation. When you arrive at the entrance, it's very clear what you have to do. Get from here to the exit. In mazes, you sometimes have these higher points, which let you look at the maze from above to figure out the route. That gave us the idea to put the box in the middle of the maze, higher in the air, so when a new player arrived in the world, the person in the box could help him get free through the maze, thus creating a form of dependence between the two players that went both ways. Great. And then we started building it.